Good evening, Piedmont Triad. I'm meteorologist Meg Ryan with a live weather update for you. Tim Buckley has the night off, well deserved. I hope he's inside staying warm because it was cold today. If we take a look at this past week, it's really interesting to see how things changed yesterday and today. So just in the past 7 days, we've been at or above freezing from Tuesday all the way to Sunday. And if you look at, what is that? Went Thursday to Sunday, look at that slow increase in temperatures, and by Sunday we saw highs of 75 degrees, and then Monday, boom. And even that 49, it's a little deceptive. Officially, our high temperature was 49, but that happened right after midnight. In the afternoon, that was the mid 40s, so that would have shown you an even greater change, about a 30-degree change. So here's what we saw today, this morning. 27 degrees, it was cold. That's why we had that freeze warning for this morning. Lots of sunshine today, and that allowed temperatures to warm back up to the mid 40s, which is what we saw yesterday afternoon as well. But tomorrow, we're going to start to see some changes. Lots of sunshine today, hardly a cloud in the sky, but our official high of 45 after that morning low of 27. Something interesting to notice, if you look at our average low, we're much closer to that than the average high of 62, that record high 78 back in 2006. No official precipitation though. Last night we did enjoy some snow flurries. We had just enough moisture and enough force to overcome the super dry air. And it was a pretty sight. I hope you got to see it. High temperatures today didn't make it into the mid 40s pretty much across the area, up in the foothills, low 40s in the mountains. They only saw highs right around the freezing mark. Clear skies across the area right now. A few clouds trying to skirt along the Virginia border, but taking a look out to the North Carolina mountains, they are dry as well. No more falling snow, but of course they saw a couple of inches, especially when you got to that higher elevation, and that stuck to the ground. But up to our north, that's where they're seeing some snow showers, even some lake effect snow in some areas up in the Midwest and in the Northeast. So the clouds and the precipitation is staying way up to our north. Right now in Greensboro, it is 41 degrees, and there is that dry air. The dew point only 12 degrees, so I'm glad we were able to squeeze out just a little bit of snow flurries last night. Most of it evaporated before it hit the ground, so if you didn't see any, that's why. But it was a nice sight to see. Still breezy today. Of course, that makes the wind chill a factor. So sustained wind speeds of about 10 miles per hour right now in Greensboro, which means it feels like it's in the mid 30s. Burlington checking in at 40 degrees. Sun has gone down and the winds are starting to decrease just a little bit. Across the area, we're looking at low 40s in many areas, with Mount Airy at 41, 40 in Asheboro, 41 also over in Danville. So comparing our current temperatures to where we were yesterday at the same time, we're actually a little bit higher. Yesterday, this map was a fun one to look at. We saw at one point a 35-degree difference in temperatures, and this will be a fun one tomorrow, as we're going to see a lot of pluses, maybe in the 20 mark. That's how much of a change we're going to see tomorrow. So yesterday we saw that blue dip all the way down to the Gulf Coast. Now it's much further up to the north, so that cold air is starting to retreat up to the north thanks to that jet stream. So if we look at the upper level pattern, this really helps to separate that cold air down from the warmer air. So yesterday it was dipping down to our south, allowing all that cold air to come to North Carolina and even down to the deep south, where they saw some record temperatures just because it was so cold. But now that jet stream has lifted more to the north, and that's going to allow more moderate air. We'll get that southwesterly flow. That will give us a little bit more warm, humid air, and that will get us back to those temperatures in the 60s, which is where we should be. So as we look at the next 12 hours, we're going to keep it dry and mostly clear as well, with temperatures dipping down to right around the freezing mark by tomorrow morning. So we did see high temperatures yesterday, or sorry, that should be Sunday, of 75 degrees. Yesterday morning, 27. So we saw a 48-degree change. That is something we definitely felt. Of course, we're feeling the cold as well, and the winds. It's still windy today, and even though tomorrow will be in the 60s, it will continue to be breezy. But high pressure in control, that is going to keep us sunny, keep out most of the clouds, but also with that clockwise circulation, bringing in that southwesterly flow. That's going to have the biggest change on our temperatures as we head into the next couple of days, and especially as we head towards the weekend. So for tomorrow, we'll start off in the low and mid 30s, lots of sunshine, hardly any clouds, and temperature wise, we'll make it up into the low 60s. And then after dinner, that's when we'll start to see those temperatures die down. So high temperatures tomorrow will be in the low 60s up in the foothills, low 60s as well, but up in the mountains, high temperatures, not quite as cold as what we saw today, definitely. They will actually make it into the 50s up in Boone. Wind speeds right now, they're starting to calm down. Now that the sun has gone down, this is very common. So sustained wind speeds are about 5 to 10 miles per hour in many areas. And in terms of wind gusts, we did see more of those earlier today. Jefferson reported 44 mile per hour wind gusts. Winston-Salem 26, 22 miles per hour in Asheboro. Reidsville, you saw wind gusts of 24 miles per hour. So as we head into tomorrow, more breezy conditions. The good news is it won't be as cold, so it won't be as noticeable. But as we head into Thursday, we'll start to see a decrease in those winds. So just one more day of those breezy conditions. So our average high for this time of the year is 62. Today we only made it to 45. So a big change there, but notice for tomorrow and Thursday, very close to where we should be for this time of the year. And that is not the warmest we're going to get. Friday, we're at 67 and 70 as we head into the weekend. Taking a look hour by hour tomorrow morning, dry, clear, but that means it's going to be cold right around the freezing mark. Lunchtime, if you're going to head out for lunch, look for temperatures around 58, 59 degrees. And that southwesterly flow, you can see that with some of the wind barbs here in the afternoon. Our high temperatures will make it around 63, 64 degrees. And then for Thursday morning, this is what's interesting. We're looking at morning lows very similar to where we saw high temperatures today. So a very quick turnaround. As quick as that cold air came, it is quickly leaving. So we only had to deal with 2 days of it. And then for Thursday, we're going to be back into the 60s again. Now, if you are not a fan of this cold weather, I have good news for you. Looking ahead to next week, we have a pretty good chance of seeing warmer than average temperatures. Overnight tonight, look for partly cloudy skies. 33 is your morning low and is going to be cold. Then for tomorrow, 61 is your high with partly cloudy skies. Your 7-day forecast shows that increase in temperatures as we head towards the weekend. 67 on Friday, 70s both days, Saturday and Sunday, and rain chances early next week.